Hello, guys. How's everyone doing? Hey, this is Ruby Singh with the Real Estate New School. As you know, that we've been covering a lot for, if you are new into real estate or um, you're new into investing into properties, you want to learn more about real estate investing. We've been covering a lot on that sections and there's so many videos, we've been covering on wholesaling, on flipping houses, on selling houses, on buying, these kind of deals like foreclosure properties or and how, credit scores and financing or cash, all these major factors that involve in real estate investing. So if you haven't watched those videos, please go back and watch those videos. That will explain you everything. Okay. Um, so we we've been covering, like yesterday we cover on flipping houses and how you can make money with the simple formula, right? We covered all that. But let's talk today about home renovation. Okay. That is ROI um, on home renovation. So ROI, we covered that, rate on investment, right? So when when it comes to successful flipping, right? When we've been talking about flipping houses, right? So when it comes to successful flipping, it's critical to know where to spend your money. Okay. And not only that, that smart renovating will increase your profit, whereas spending unwisely. Okay, so it will cut the amount you can make, or worse, it will put you into red. Okay, um, and sometimes it's a major major loss. So listen, guys, listen. Let's start and let's get into home renovation today. Okay. Um, Actually, this, what we will cover today, um, we'll cover mostly what rights and what wrongs uses, of your renovation time, your renovation budget. Okay. First, we are going to take a quick look at as several of like a best place to spend your money. Okay, for greater return. Like, where do you spend your money for greater return? Number one is the kitchen. Okay. Number two, bathroom. When you're renovating the house, these two major, definitely it will give you ROI on these first, just basic, these kitchen and bathroom, renovating that. Okay. Um, we'll also dive into like detail of where how much you can expect to recoup, right? When you decide to place your property on the market, right? Because first you're putting the money into renovation, and then we'll talk on how you can recoup all that money you put in when you are, you know, putting the house for sale. So let's talk where to spend first. Okay. Um, the basic working order on, on that, like we just covered, like kitchen and bathroom must, right? First, don't overlook the basic system. Like when people are looking at your house, right, for example, and they don't expect to find, leaky pipes, um, non-working furnace, right? Your electric outlets, your the house pop-up breaker. As soon as something is, plugged into an outlet, okay, so there there are other issues also involved. Those are major factors also, okay? What are those major? They are the must taken care, like mold, okay, on in your property, a leaky roof, okay, problem gutter, right? Problem gutters, stained or damaged, the carpets. It generally actually, that generally turn off the buyers, regardless of how amazing the kitchen or bathroom might be. Okay, so some of these, especially the less visible issue like an aging furnace or aging water heater, are very critical importance, guys. Okay, so a buyer might not notice such issues when they go through initial, walk, when they came to see your property. Okay, but even if an offer is made and accepted, that's not necessary that that's like, okay, it's done deal, your house is sold. No, guys, it's not sold. It's not the end of the story. Okay, so of course, the buyer who's planning to buy your house, they're gonna hire the appraiser, and if they are getting, loan on the property, the lenders, the banker, they will hire the appraiser to make sure the house is worth, you know, uh, for the loan. Okay, and then the inspections, and that's why I covered a lot on inspection yesterday, that make sure, guys, if you are buying the house, okay, don't just save pennies, okay, and don't even worry about getting, inspection done. Have an inspection done, because inspector can get you the, yes, it costs money, right, to get the inspection done, but they can give you thorough report on the property, and they can find the things that sometimes seller don't even know. Okay, so it's very helpful for you guys, where you're spending, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 grand, right? um that on the property, but have the inspection done on, with small amount. Okay, so it certainly will be coming through, the home as a part of the process. Either of these can uh, derail the sale of the property. Okay, the appraiser will, they can notice aging equipments, other factors like old carpet, flooring, right? um, the adjust and home's values based on the current market. So home inspectors are less concerned with market value. Okay, they are two different aspects, guys. Appraisers are different, who appraise the value of the property. Inspectors are different. Okay, inspector, they inspect everything, if there's a hole in the wall, what's going on there. They inspect everything on the property. Appraiser, they value, they appraise the value of the property. Okay, so home inspector, actually, they are less concerned with the market value, but they'll point out that even if it's running flawlessly now, right, a 25-year-old uh, furnace can give out at any time. They will let you know that. That is their job, and they actually make a detailed report for you guys. Okay, so this can often lead a buyer to want the value of new furnace, right? They subtract it from the uh, sale of the home, correct? So these systems do provide a good ROI, at least in terms of stability. Okay, on your ROI again is return on investment. So the furnace and the air conditioning until can be selling point if they are new energy efficient models. Okay, and mostly um, these buyers are looking for things like that to save the money in long term, right? If suppose the buyer is a young family with young children, they are so busy, guys, raising the family, working, they don't have a time, you know, to keep checking on the furnace, or if the air condition is keep breaking, so these, and also if they're energy efficient models, because they are um, a long-term investment for them, right? To save on the bills. So an additional bonus here is that there might be a tax credit associated with such models, lessening your initial investment. So don't forget that even if some of these repairs don't add additional value in the eyes of the buyer, right? They don't subtract value. Either they will help your home to sell faster. Okay, so they are definitely a plus plus when you're trying to sell the house. Okay, moving beyond the basics, is it's important to know that full scale remodeling project don't generally offer the best ROI. Okay, rather the best approach. Okay, like we just covered that, the energy efficient, you know um, to save the money on their bills, energy efficient equipments, and then bonuses that there might be a tax credit associated with such models, lessening your initial investment. Okay, so these are additional value in the eyes of the buyer. Okay, they don't subtract these values. Okay, it will actually help your home to sell faster, right, with these values. Okay, so it's important to know that full scale of remodeling project, is don't generally offer the best ROI. Okay, rather than the best approach to getting full value for your expense and efforts. So is to refresh or replace existing items like windows, um, doors, usually with the mid-range upgrade. You don't have to, these are like a mid-range upgrades. Okay, so let's talk about replacement, guys. Okay, so listen, replacement, the top four improvement projects in terms of ROI, according to remodeling magazines, are listed. You know, uh, they think that these projects are relatively, simple and low cost, which is great for your bottom line, guys. Okay, and like for example, let me give you, if you have a pen and paper handy, and I hope you are taking notes on that, um, or as I say, you can always go back and watch uh, these videos again. um, the the project relative, the low cost projects are like garage door replacement. Okay, that's 98.3, plays a factor in that. Stone veneer 97.1. The deck addition or wood around like 80%. Minor kitchen remodel is around 81%. Okay. Sorry, the deck wood, I think deck would be more actually, would be around 82.8 or 83% like that. So as you can see that these are non-sweeping spectral changes. So why these are so valuable, guys? Because you should first consider where all these changes are done. Every one of these changes is on the visible exterior of the home, creating a positive first impression for the potential buyer. Okay. An impression that helps set the value of the home in their minds. So other replacement projects with the good return include, you can installing a new roof, replacing old windows, right? Um, if you have vinyl in your house or in kitchen or in bathroom or wood window frames, right? Um, Wood window frame, the trims, right? So with the return of 62% and 71%, you know, they'll give you respectively return on these points. Okay. So however, when thinking about the roof replacement, right, ROI is important to keep context in mind, since some people assert that the new roof does nothing to add market value to a home. Okay. How do you square these, seemingly, contradictory statements that some things that, okay, it's important and something it doesn't? Let me explain that to you guys. Okay. So a roof is a bit like a bass player. Okay. You know that on a radio, on a rock band. Uh, we often only really notice it when it isn't doing its job, right? So that is a roof. Roof is not something you think about unless it's a leaking roof, right? Or it has a colony of like moss growing on it, right? We don't notice that till we see it, right? So therefore, while a bad roof can certainly detract your home's value, a solid trouble-free roof is simply expected. Okay, it's a chief value as a seller is how it might favorably, compare with others. Okay, similar home with older roofs that are showing clear signs of wear and tear. Okay, so don't replace your roof with an eye toward selling unless your home clearly needed it. So that said, new roof or siding will have a better ROI than things you can't see, such as, what are the things we cannot notice, like sometime leaking pipe or plumbing, right? Those things our eyes cannot see unless, the reports comes through. So one caveat to include is that roofing item like energy efficient, okay, architectural shingles with the transferable warranty on that, okay, on those shingles, and might be highly attractive to the right buyers who are looking forward for more energy efficient appliances and like to save money on that. So with respect to ROI in general, it's worth nothing that the number will vary depending on what market you are in. the Pacific Northwest, like I could say it around like Hawaii or in Pacific comes Alaska, right? That tend to show the best return on these kind of home remodeling or home improvement project with you know projects other than like Alabama, Kentucky, Mississippi, Tennessee. Um, also, these they also show a strong return, on these roof remodeling cost, versus a report from remodeling, just the basic um, all over the different states. Okay. So remodeling, we've been covering, we've been covering on remodeling today is it's important to carry the good, impression from the exterior through to the interior for the improvements. Okay. As with all other aspects of home improvement, there are better and worse ways to spend your money, right? We covered all that, pros and cons of spending money if you are an investor. So if you haven't watched those videos, please go back and watch our previous videos. Uh, that will explain to you more on that. So as with the aspect of home improvement, so when you spend the money, um, the edge goes, the kitchens that sells a house, siding remodeling, right? Um, Kitchen remodeling, average return is around between 70 to 80% nationwide. Okay, so making it the best investment for the total remodeling project. Okay, other good remodel project to consider, including if you have a attic bedroom, right? That covers like I would say 50 to 60%. The bathroom there, that's also around 60 to 65%. The basement also covered like 60 to 65%. Okay, but okay, let's talk about this too. The elephant in the room. Let me warn you now that these projects can prove they are costly projects, guys. Okay, so with the nation average cost for the jobs on this scale, it's running tens and thousands of dollars. Okay, so be sure to carefully consider just how much you are willing to spend. Okay, and what's in demand in your market to maximize the return on these large investment, because these projects are costly, guys. With the material, with the renovation, with the contractor, everything adds up. So make sure you have a budget, how much you're planning. Make sure you have that all, uh, how you're gonna make it. Okay. So these are very important points to keep in mind. Okay. So when you are fixing up your fixer upper, it's important to take into consideration that buyer might not have the same taste or style as you. Okay. So don't go overboard. Check what is your market is at this time is looking for. And even if they do, they only see the finished products and will have, little understanding of it or interest when you went into creating these projects. So that brings out the need for slightly deeper understanding of the way these statistics play role in real life. Okay, don't go overboard the wallpaper, because by sometime they come and laugh at it, right? And that might turn them off. So here you are spending all kind of money, renovating according to your taste. You have to keep in mind you are selling this property. You have to consider what buyer needs. Okay, so remember that more money is spent, it does not necessarily mean a bigger return. So for example, relatively minor remodel, you know, um, if sometime if you go according to, with your budget and your mindset, and you have the right, contractor or someone who's working with you, they are, because not every person or every contractor or any partner in business partner or anything, we talk generally, even in life too, not every partner, comes to life is, as a business partner, as a contractor, or as someone is the right person, guys, right? So but if so instead of losing money, the right person will help you make money, right? Make those kind of remodels done, sometime, like if you spend, like for example, you spend 20,000, that can yield ROI uh, around, 50, close to uh, 50,000 as a remodel. Okay, so while buyers certainly love a large kitchen, complete with island and shiny stainless, steel appliances, they won't be as quick to assign significant value to whether it has the best hinges or custom stained cupboards, right? And imported, like wolf appliances that money can buy, right? At some point, very high-end appliances can even be a turn off sometime. Okay, either because the buyer is not, familiar, or they don't care about these things while you are trying to show it off to them. Okay, um, so or is to just know how hard it is to get part, when these shiny, uh, appliances stop working. Like they're saying in the world, all glitters is not gold, right? Sometimes we run towards the glitters and then we find, oh, I just traded I just traded a glitter for a gold, right? So you have to keep in mind these things. Okay, guys. So listen, I'm telling you, as your big sister. For some of you, I might be younger than you, but I'm just trying to bring awareness to you guys. Okay, so improvement, so you can, you can save so much money, the time, the heartache, when you're renovating these projects. Okay, so improvements that cost more than their ROI are generally, condition to view like home improvement, okay, or repair as something that automatically increases the value of the home and guarantee a great ROI upon selling it. Okay. But that's not always true. Okay. Because when you're deciding whether to add a new addition or you're uh, fix up the, fixing up the basement, or you're purchasing all these expensive, appliances, etc. It's not important to ask yourself, do I know that this project will add, monetary value to my home? Is this repair necessary or nicety? So there are certain repair and renovations and upgrades that simply will not help you guys to make a sale. So listen to your big sister. What I'm trying to tell you, how you can save money um, and time and heartaches. So let's walk through, you know, suppose let's walk through your own home, things more closely that we need to consider. Okay. New carpeting. While this could appeal to some people, home buyers are often turned off by it because they feel like they need to have a carpet professionally cleaned before moving in. So they also might be conscious of health hazards due to um, allergy or gathering carpet. So these thoughts and it will cross the mind of home buyer making their decisions. So if you have a good flooring to show off, you're much better off with the hardwood flooring. Okay, then that can be topped with the area rug or a carpeted over later if the home buyer choose to do so. Okay. um, and your bedroom. Let's talk about the bedroom now. Since we covered the carpet, the bedroom, you have to be careful to avoid making structural changes like adding built-in cage or fish aquariums, right? Or bird cages there. So this is actually example, of improvements detracting from the value of the home. Because unless you find another, you know, someone to purchase a home, you're going to have to convert it back to normal before anyone else will buy it. Okay. So same goes to for other highly uh, personalized conversions, such as like cold pantry, wine cellar, right? So potential buyer may view these personal, you know, might see as expensive projects to undo, that they don't want these things. They don't care about these things. Okay. Sometimes it turns them off, or instead make it part of the deal that you undo them yourself if they don't like it, but they are willing to buy the house. Okay. So another thing we need to talk is the garage. Okay. It looks like garage potentially, home buyer are expecting it to be a garage if they walk in and find that it's been completely changed into something else that can no longer have a, they're just looking for a garage just for the car storage, okay? They won't be too excited if it's done to something else. So home buyers enjoy not having hail damage their vehicle, and not cleaning off the ice or the snow in the winter mornings when they're leaving their car at the mercy of nighttime pranksters or worse. So instead of like man cave, you have to you'll have a more real greater success in just keeping the garage for storing their cars. So that does not mean that you cannot, create the family room or a theater or a gym in your garage. Okay. You, yes, you can, but that's for temporary for you. And then once you are ready to sell, it is moved back to garage again with the minimal cost. Okay. And I also, when I, you know, selling the houses, I see some of people, they have carpets in their garage. Don't carpet it, guys. It's a garage. It'll be more messy, because with the carpet, you're bringing everything in the house also, right? When you're walking from the garage to garage. So if you want to cover the garage floor, do so with large area rugs. If you want to use like a carpet roll or onto the surface without attaching it with the glue, permanently installing a carpet in any other way. If you built in storage cabinets, leave them as, instead of, dismantling them to hang up the big screen. Okay. So let's cover what covers more, the kitchen, in the kitchen, how we can get our ROI and things to do and not to do with the kitchen. Okay. Um, on paper, kitchen renovations, guys, are usually only worth about half of what homeowners spend on them. Let me repeat that again. On paper, kitchen renovations are usually only worth about half of what homeowner spends on them. Even less if you go to, like too much gourmet kitchen. Because sometimes, too much shiny glitters, it turned you off. It's a turn off. So new granite countertop, you know, uh, granite countertops or new tile flooring or new brushed stainless steel sink or sophisticated cabinet system with the hardware refrigerators, these things and more might be your dream, right? But that doesn't mean that it praises the potential buyer. It's your dream. Sometimes the house is so perfect, so ready, but then they see this and they go home, they talk about, and then they say, ugh, yeah, that definitely turned me off. So in remodeling it's a must treat with caution and avoid um, overspending, guys. Okay, don't just glitter the house. No. So, all right, guys, I think we covered a lot today, right? In home basic renovations. We'll talk more on, at the deeper level, um, about, how we can have more max ROI. What do we need to do, with bathroom renovation if we need to have it done, or keeping the market um, in mind. What are the points to keep the market in mind? Okay, so we'll talk all that soon. Thank you guys for listening, and you can always, um, if you have any questions, you most welcome to ask me in the comment section. I always try to answer all my questions, right? Um, and it's just I'm letting you guys know as a big sister. Either some of you guys are might older than me, but I'm just doing as a teacher and as a guider, guiding you towards real estate investment. Okay, guys. Um, so I will talk to you soon again. This is Ruby Singh with the Real Estate News School. You all have a great day and take care of yourself. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.